With that, we bring in retired Lieutenant General Ben Hodges, former commanding general of U.S. Army Europe and also commanded U.S. troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. General Hodges, always good to have you with us. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for the privilege.
So we have watched Masih Alinejad, who has been, her life there were 3 assassination attempts on U.S. soil against her life for the crime of speaking out against the Iranian government. They sent the IRGC here to kill her. You just heard Ambassador Waltz talking about the next moves, but there's a headline this afternoon in the Wall Street Journal, and I want to get your reaction to this. It says, President Trump was told that attack on Iran wouldn't guarantee collapse of the regime. And then there are a few stories that suggest that maybe the firepower that is needed is not in the region quite yet. We know that one of those aircraft carriers, the Abraham Lincoln, is headed in that direction. What's your military assessment? And do you agree with that article headline?
Well, first of all, that headline is very important. What is the strategic objective? Credit to the president for, I think he's sincere in wanting to stop the killing of these protesters, but we have to clearly identify the strategic objective. What happens after a strike? So it's not just a military solution. There has to be some desired outcome after this. And I think if the goal, as the headline implies, is collapse of regime, that's a big difference from a few strikes and who will be in charge afterwards. We don't do a good job in the United States over the last couple of decades of getting that part right.
So with regard to the firepower, we have seen and we've shown the maps of all of the U.S. naval assets that had been in the region of Venezuela in the buildup to the capture of Maduro. And we know that the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln is headed in the direction back to the Middle East. How long would it take to assemble the kind of force that you would need in that region if you did want to carry out strikes that might hobble, at least, the regime if they continue the killing?
So, our great Navy, as big as it is not big enough to do everything. I mean, the fact that we moved the Ford from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean, that left the region without an aircraft carrier. So the Navy is trying to fill that gap. So that's one aspect of this. And I am sure that U.S. Central Command has done a terrific job of identifying all the different options, what would be needed. But it will take some time depending, of course, on the objective. What is the purpose? If it's a punitive strike, that's one thing. But if it's something that leads to possible regime change, now you're talking about a lot more assets, political as well as military.
A lot of things on the table, and we know the president's keeping all those options open, and we saw the impressive strike in Venezuela with all of those assets in place to back it up. We'll see where this goes. General Hodges, thank you very much. Good to see you, sir.
Thanks for the privilege.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.